I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you here in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come on with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rax.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth. JB Smooth, the ones and twos. Young Chris, you're supposed to be in the leaner suit, man.
Yeah.
You weaseled out of that.
No, I honestly just it's in my car, and I didn't have my car today, so you know.
See what happened.
See what happened was.
I'm not gonna lie, Spinny. We were
pretty close.
Yeah, we were pretty close.
Me and Chris would have been tied if Denver scored half of a point more, but they did not. So Chris took the L by himself this week.
Let's go.
Let's just be clear, man. I deserved it based off the locking Denver Broncos.
You locked Denver. I locked the Raiders.
It.
So yeah, we neither of us really deserved to.
I had a bad lock. No, my lock was
Miami.
Yeah.
JB's the only one whose lock actually hit.
Mine hit.
Yeah, JB he had Minnesota.
Yeah. Speaking of Miami, I'm telling
To his ass, boy.
I'm telling y'all, boys. I went. I knew it was Christmas. I was like, let me not do this. It's Christmas. He was probably enjoying the time with the family. And like toxic me was like, nah, fuck that quote tweet. Yeah. What's the update, bud?
Yeah.
How we looking? Merry Christmas. Tua gifted them 3 of them boys.
Yeah.
And I get hurt at the same time because the Lions need the Packers to lose. I know that I want them to have that Week 18 matchup to where it's like winning you're in. That's obviously more dramatic. The loss would feel better that way if we lost.
Yes.
But like still, I'm still kind of rooting against them in a way.
Yes, you are. You are for sure. And I mean, Tua's looked awful. Some of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Like,
yeah,
he wasn't even throwing them to anybody other than Packers players.
I was listening to I think it was Good Morning Football, and they're like, "What's going on with them?" I'm like, "What do you like? This is what this man's been like. This is what do you mean? What's going on?" Like, I was wondering what's going on when he wasn't doing this.
Yeah,
but I mean, they got a good team. They might shake it off.
They got a good team, good head coach. I feel like they'll be able to bounce back for a little bit at least. But yes, looks pretty seed now. Pretty rough. Rough on Saturday.
3 of them things. I think they're all back to back too, if I'm not mistaken. Most entertaining Christmas game that day, right? Would you say? Who else played?
For sure. I mean, the Rams stomped the Broncos.
Why'd they
Who's
even
worse,
that?
Tua or Russell Wilson? Like 248. No, it's Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson looked pretty bad. He threw back-to-back interceptions on back-to-back passing attempts.
They officially fired Nathaniel Hackett today, too.
Nathaniel Hackett's gone.
Dunzo. What were you saying, Chris?
I was just saying that's my lock.
That was your lock.
That was your lock.
They lost 51.
Shout out.
It was supposed to be our lock. The Lions' pick has now dropped to 7.
Yeah.
That's why I hate Russell Wilson even more.
All the Jalen Carter stuff.
Loser.
I'm essentially gone, right?
Jalen Carter, yeah. Those hopes and dreams are over. Unless we get a fish pick with him, put it out there on the interwebs. Maybe his stock will fall a little bit.
I'm just saying.
Put fish in a wig, get him Photoshop him in a picture next to Jalen Carter.
You're not wrong. I'm looking here too. Like now, they got the Detroit Lions selecting Kelly Ringo, which I mean, I don't. The Jalen Carter stuff. I was just so ready for it.
Yeah, me too. It made me very happy when I thought about Jalen Carter on the interior defensive line for the Detroit Lions.
When I thought about Jalen Carter on the inside, made me so happy.
Now my life is just full of darkness, and it's an empty void that I've been drifting away into.
How was your Christmas?
It was good. Great Christmas. Had a lot of fun. Got to see the fam.
Got some OJ gloves. You should put them on the show.
Go get them.
Yeah, I got the break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer's got some real deal OJ gloves.
Legit, like they're leather gloves lined with cashmere. It's very fancy. My uncle. My uncle is very, very. Well, he has a very good life. Made it for himself. He's been an anesthesiologist for a long time, and he has a lot of money. And he built a house, and that's whose house it was at in Okudah. Was my uncle's house, and the house was insane. And in his basement, one of the rooms in his basement was a golf simulator, and like it's not like golf simulator like anything you'll see anywhere. It's better than Topgolf. Like it literally, it's got the returnable balls where it's like a bowling alley. Like the balls come back, and the automatic tees, so they pop up on the tees, and the green, the place you're standing when you're hitting the ball, adjusts for your lie in the simulator. It's got hydraulics on it. So, like, if you're shooting downhill, the back of it will lift up, and you'll be, like, standing at the angle. Or if you're shooting uphill, like, the front of it will lift up.
That's
and
wild.
It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
You should have put a video on it. I would have thrown it up.
I was sitting there, and I was looking at it, and I was like, dude, this is...
Yeah, that was cool.
This is absolutely nuts. It was
How much do you
crazy.
think you paid for it? Damn.
Probably like $80K. I don't know. I can't speculate, but some of the people that were on Twitter and replying to it were saying, like, it's got to be like at $50K at least. Like,
Oh, you posted the video on Twitter?
yeah.
Oh, I'll see you late, Chris.
Yeah,
Here, I
I'll
can just
download
send
it.
a
During break
video
or
in the
sometime.
chat.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. I'm trying to think what I got for. I don't really get anything for Christmas. I honestly just like hanging out with my son. I know it sounds corny, or whatever, but like I genuinely do. He's hilarious. Everything he does is new. So it's either like shocking or like just funny. Like even when he's pissed off and he's like, "Come on, bro," or like, "Are you serious, Dada?" Like it's just hilarious to me. Dude's awesome.
I'm not 3. I'm Bryson.
I just put the video in my Slack.
I'm gonna make it a
So if you want to
video
grab
real
that.
quick.
But I got those gloves. I got a coat.
Nice little pea coat.
My mom got me a nice watch.
See,
Nice
that's
for a
not really
watch.
like your style. I feel like I don't know.
No,
Like,
yeah,
you
I
would
mean,
peacoat with the
I need
gloves?
like a nicer coat though.
Yeah.
I need like some nicer stuff. So
That's fair.
I asked for a nice peacoat. Got that from my brothers, and my mom got me a nice watch, Michael Kors watch. It's really nice.
Damn.
Nice.
I like that a lot.
Can your
Couldn't
family
get Michael
adopt me?
Kors if you was out with Michael Kors. I felt bad because I was like, they're giving me that, and I gave them my gifts, and I was like, a piece of paper with my name on it, like Merry Christmas. Like, no, I got my mom some shoes. I got my dad some shoes. My dad gave me money. My dad asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I was like, money. Like, I'm broke. Just give me some money.
Amen.
So he gave me some money. He got me a cool like Pistons quarter zip and a Red Wings shirt. So that was real cool.
Which
I
Slack
got
did you put it in?
him a pair of shoes?
Breaking news. I'm sorry.
No,
Because we're just going to be speaking of Tua Tagovailoa is in concussion protocol.
I saw that he kind of got slammed to the ground late
Was
at
that
the
on
end of that
the
game.
Was it on the interception play or was it before?
I'm not sure, but it was one of the last plays in like the fourth quarter. He kind of got slung down to the ground and hit his head off the turf.
Maybe that explains it a little bit more. I guess like why he was playing bad. I mean, he's been bad like the last
He's been
couple
playing
weeks.
bad the past like 5 weeks.
They lost every single game in the month of December, like every single last one. Bring it back to Detroit Lions, though. It's funny because Christmas could have been a day that the Detroit Lions woke up, had the 7th seed in the playoffs, and then obviously, if things went our way with the Rams, the 3rd overall pick, and it was just the complete opposite. We were hyping up that scenario all week.
Yeah.
And then was it Krampus? They call it was like the anti-Christmas guy.
Krampus, yeah.
Yeah, Krampus came through, provided us the complete opposite. That whack.
It was terrible. It was awful. I hated every minute of it. Now we just got to live through it.
How pissed did you get during the game? Or were you kind of like?
I was more pissed that the Rams were winning.
Me too.
Like, because
I was saying, yeah.
the Lions still have a reasonable chance of making the playoffs. We'll get into that, the exact scenario it will take for the Lions to make the playoffs, but they still have a very reasonable chance to do that. And, obviously you don't want to get popped like that, but it's the NFL. People lose games. But the way the Broncos just completely folded on the Baker Mayfield Rams, that pissed me off more.
That pissed me off more too.
So I was already upset from the Lions, but I was like, all right, I'm not going to let this ruin my Christmas.
Yeah.
And then just watching the Rams and Baker Mayfield put up 51 points on the Broncos, I was like, I hate it here.
And like,
Jesus is not happy with this birthday.
it's not what Jesus wanted on his birthday. Not at all. No, and like the Lions situation too. Like, I guess I could have been mad, but I had my angry points, but at a certain point, I kind of accepted it. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was like actually at that fumble. And it felt like the team, obviously, like if you watch where you, I guess, get a feel for the momentum in the game, lost some momentum there too, because like they're on their way of just tying it up, being 14-14. It was going to be a slugfest.
Yep.
But no, there was no revival after that.
That was the point of no return. I thought maybe if they could have scored going into halftime, then getting the ball in the second half, they would have been able to do something. But it just never got going for them. Just wasn't their day. It happens. Happens to the best teams in the NFL. And The Lions got caught lacking. We're definitely going to get into it and break it down. But
100%.
Broncos, Russell Wilson, Nathaniel Hackett, I'm glad you got fired.
Yeah.
You're a bum. Russell Wilson, you're a loser. I've already spoken about how much I hate Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying it again. Like,
damn, dude.
Now you're just costing the Lions.
Nathaniel Hackett just didn't even make it until, like...
I'm Team Future.
Yeah, I guess. I like Russell Wilson. He's one of my favorite players to watch up
He's
until this
cringe, dude. So
I mean, yeah, cringe.
You ever do
but
anything
like
dangerous?
when he was healthy, you can't say it wasn't
Subway
entertaining.
sandwich.
I know. You see that one was like,
All of his teammates hate him. Like his Seattle teammates. Like I saw this pod of Richard Sherman and Marshawn Lynch talking about how if they want to contact Russell Wilson, they have to go through his manager.
Yeah.
Like you're a loser for that.
That was weird.
Like those are two guys that are very, very, very much the reason you have a Super Bowl championship.
Yeah.
And would have been the reason you had 2 Super Bowl championships.
And if I'm not mistaken, too, like that specific story, it was like one of those, like they wanted to call him, like check up on him or tell him to keep his head up type thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, they had to go through the manager and stuff like that, which is absolutely wild. But we got a big show for you guys. Obviously, I want to know what's your level of concern with the Detroit Lions now, because it wasn't just a loss; it was an absolute ass whooping. And to the people listening too, everyone listening, I want to know your guys' level of concern as well. I think at some point we may open up the phone lines. I want to hear from JB, Chris, Jamo. There's some Jamo drama going on.
Jamo drama in paradise.
Drama. We'll get into that a little bit.
Pull the Aaron Rodgers on the Jamo drama.
Okay.
Just RELAX.
Looking forward to that one. I'm not going to jump into like if I'm concerned about the Detroit Lions specifically, but the run game, I am.
Run game is concerned.
I am starting to get a
I
little bit
looked up some
concerned.
numbers on that. It's not great.
Yeah.
Not great when you compare it to the rest of the NFL.
And then my guy, one of the guys I've been riding for, actually both these guys took L's, Jeff Okudah.
Yes.
And Jeff Okudah got benched in the second half of that game. We'll jump into that one. I mean, off rip, I'm letting you know. We'll get into it. I got a whole philosophy or theory, I guess. I want to go with that one. JB, what'd you get for Christmas, man, before we had a break?
Oh, man, you know I'm kind of dorky, so you guys know those pop figures?
Yeah.
Yes.
Funko Pops?
Yeah, so I got this big, huge Run DMC stage one.
That's
so it's
dope.
like the actual stage and them 3 together. So that was kind of cool.
That actually sounds pretty dope.
That's dope.
I'm not going to lie.
Chris, did you get anything cool for Christmas?
What I put in the group chat was lit the Forever Story vinyl. Shout out J.I.Z.
Oh, yeah.
That's dope.
Second best album of the year. Love that album to death. And then I got some cologne and what else? I think that was really.
Do you have that
really
video that I sent?
Yeah,
I didn't find it in Slack.
It's in my, like I sent it to myself.
Oh,
So
I
if
didn't
you
see
go
it.
to the Slack
Okay.
on the computer and go to my DMs.
All right, I got you. I got you guys.
Yeah, if you want, once you find it, run the video and just go right to break.
Yep.
But one more thing I was going to say. Well, I guess we got to talk about the playoff odds now, too.
We do got to talk about the
Which,
playoff
like,
odds.
Technically speaking, it's 25%, but
As of right now, where it sits, it's
Yeah.
25%.
yeah, I'm not a big advanced analytics guy, but we have easy analytics. We have spinny analytics, so
Yeah.
I don't know what your gauge and what percentage you're actually giving them. And same thing, too. Like, I get it. If I want to open up the lines, if you guys want to call and talk about that. But, Chris, as soon as you see that video, throw that thing up, and we'll go right to break.
Yep, give me
Well, I
like
gotta
5
Find out
seconds.
how concerned you are. What are you going to say?
We got to do live reads before we just jump
You are
right
actually
into the break.
right. You're 100% right. Just do the live read.
Yeah, how to make money. But I'll tell you guys about Lady Jane's, because you can come into Lady Jane's for an award-winning experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime, no appointment necessary, because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there.
And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there.
Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011. Michael Phillips, game on.
I want to show me the 220. Where's 326 landed?
Yeah, it's set for 326. It's set for like your
at the pin.
drive.
Oh, yeah.
We are.
There you go.
Yeah, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Buttery draw.
Come on.
No, they're playing the guard deck.
We're gonna do some good stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a fine spot.
Yeah, 58.
How far? Yeah. Yeah, why not? I want to. If you want to hit it.
Yeah, well, welcome back, everybody, to the Woodward Murderers. Now, the Woodward Heavyweights, live on woodwardsports.com. The glove fits, so I'm going to jail. You cannot.
While you're doing your ad read, I was like, you can be like, yo, did you murder your wife in your home? You don't feel the vibe's dead now? The vibe's gone? Gotta sell your home? Call Mike Phillips.
Gotta sell your home fast.
I wish we had a fake knife or D-Max machete still.
I really think those are the same.
These are like pretty much the OJ gloves.
I mean, if you got a Michael Kors watch, I'm pretty sure those are pretty close to the type of gloves you get.
The J. Crew, I think.
J. Crew?
Yeah.
Sounds like some murderous shit.
That's why I felt bad, because like, they're buying me all these fancy gifts.
Show them up close.
What was the shittiest gift you got? You look like Undertaker or something.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite gift was me and my brother. Me and my brother are of the meager status compared to the rest of our siblings. We're
Heavyweights?
all doctors. No.
Oh, okay, I got you.
The rest of our siblings are all doctors, and then it's me and Cole. We're doing our thing. But he's been watching a lot of One Piece lately. And One Piece was crazy last week. But we both got each other One Piece stuff without knowing.
That's dope.
So we like both opened the boxes, and it was like different stuff. We were like, oh!
What's like the shittiest gift you got though? Because you keep saying like you feel bad for like what you gave everybody else. The shittiest gift that you gave. The shittiest gift that you gave.
I got my brother's girlfriend like a gardening starter kit. Because he was like, get some gardening stuff. And it was because they just bought a house.
I bought her a pack of sponges.
They just bought a house and they got a big backyard. And so he was like, buy her some gardening stuff. So I got it was like exotic vegetable kit, like rainbow carrots and cucumber lemons.
I bought her industry sized dish soap bottle.
These are like one of my favorite gifts I got. It's just.
He's gonna wear those in the summer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've noticed like how like killerish you've got. I wonder if it's like I wonder if
it's a feeling. I put them on and I just feel the need to choke somebody.
But I was gonna say, I wonder if like it had that feel or stigma like before the murders happened in them, or if they just naturally have that feeling.
I don't know, but I get real choky when I put these on.
If you get a black trench coat, it's over.
I gotta work on my technique.
He's over here practicing his lunges.
Yeah, how you doing?
He's been working on strangling technique. That's sick.
Remember you gave me that swirly?
Yeah. Remember when he called me fat?
Oh, real funny. Got poop all over me.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like, these are like the Strangle 6000s. Like, I'm getting real. I gotta take them off. The dark thoughts are creeping in.
All right,
wait until Eazy turns around and grabs my back of the neck.
I'm growing concerned of Spencer's actions when he has those gloves on.
Yeah, let's say chokey.
All right.
What?
Okay.
Get those gloves on, man. We got a show to do.
I'm sorry.
Dude.
I'm sorry.
Wow, what the hell is going on? All right, I'm concerned when he has those gloves on. But I don't know, are you guys concerned when Detroit Lions are getting their asses stomped in. That hurt. You
No,
I
you
don't
Feel
want
the evil
This
energy. It's escaping my body. No, these are really nice, though. Thanks, Dylan.
Shot out.
After,
All right, JB.
shout out, you may be an accessory.
You've
to
been the most
crime.
quiet. And you're the most. You were party pooping on the win. How you feeling after a loss?
It sucks, man. I was at home watching this game, just scratching my head, trying to figure out how this run defense just somehow all of a sudden just turned and got so terrible. I don't understand this. That's the hugest takeaway for me. Like, I just don't know what happened. Jared Goff tried to do everything he could to keep the Lions in it, besides that damn fumble, but still, the run defense was just terrible. It's like, but what the hell just happened, y'all?
Yeah, it was tough to watch. It was not fun to watch. Started from the very beginning. They were breaking off big runs in their first series of the game. I think their first handoff went for like 20-something yards. You looked at that and you're like, oof. Hopefully that's not a precursor of things to come. Unfortunately, it was. Lions gave up about 320 rushing yards in the game. It's tough to watch.
The Carolina Panthers set a franchise record.
Yes.
Of yards.
And this was a Carolina Panthers team who, once upon a time, had a combination of Cam Newton, Jonathan Stewart, and D'Angelo Williams in that backfield.
Kelvin Benjamin.
They had Christian McCaffrey for a long. Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey. You think maybe those rushing numbers would be look? No. It was Dante Foreman and Chuba Hubbard. And I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna pump the brakes. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. Obviously, it didn't look great, but it depends on how they bounce back against the Bears. Because in all reality, wanting a team to win 9 of their last 10 games is a big ask out of an NFL team.
Shorty got a big old ask.
It's a big old ask out of an NFL team to win 9 of their last 10 games. In reality, winning on the road in the NFL is not an easy thing to do. Going into a hostile environment, on the road, freezing temperatures, it's tough to expect a win. That being said, you can expect a better performance than the one the Lions gave out, but I'm not raising the alarm. Woo, woo, woo. Not like the alarms you'd hear, after I
when
put
you have
those
the gloves on
and start choking somebody. I'm going to relax a little bit. Obviously, I'm not happy with the performance, but I'll need to see how they answer coming home against the Bears with everything on the line. If they go out there and respond, then I'll be calmer, like when I take off the gloves.
Yeah, it's there's a couple ways like looking at it. I'm in between, right? I have like two. I guess I'm worried, but I'm also not. Like if you would have came to me early July or even early October, is a better example, when you told me the Detroit Lions were fighting for a playoff spot within the last 3 weeks of the season, I would have been happy. I would have said, damn, that's pretty good. It's kind of about like what we expected for this team in year 2. We knew that there were still steps to make, but we wanted to see them obviously improve from a 3-win season, and like so that's at the end of the day like a good thing. And actually, no, I'm not concerned because the other part of it too. I'm gonna change my opinion on this one. Sometimes you need that ass whooping. You do. I mean, you look at the Carolina Panthers. The game before, heading into like the Detroit Lions game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they got mud stomped. They got their ass beat too. I think they only had like 40-something yards or 51 yards. And this is a team that again they take pride in their rushing attack. Sam Darnold got sacked 4 times. Like they had that punch in the mouth to a Pittsburgh team that I'd say is worse than the Detroit Lions. And then obviously they come out and they beat the shit out of the Detroit Lions. I think another example of that too is the Detroit Lions beating the shit out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars haven't lost a game since. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked the same since. Trevor Lawrence is balling right now. Like
he was balling before that.
Yeah, he was balling before that. Sometimes you need that ass whooping, and it happens. It just is a reality of the situation. This is the NFL. Like you said, expecting a team to win, 9 of their last 10 is what you said? It is a big ask.
That's a big ask.
Shorty got a big old ask for sure.
That's a big old ass.
Like, it just these things happen, and it happened to the Cardinals last year. Obviously, they kind of like broke afterward against us, but it happens, dude. This is the NFL. It's any given Sunday.
Like spending at the Coliseum, 7 p.m. on a Thursday. That's a big old ask. And I just, again, like you said, it happens in the NFL. Teams get caught lacking. Teams get punched in the mouth, and it depends on how you respond. I thought they responded decently in the second half, but it wasn't enough to push them over the top. And I just think the Lions really need to, we talk about burying the film, burning the film, whatever they talk about in a couple of those games. I don't think this is one of those moments. This is something you can learn from. This is something that the team needs to realize, that when you're on the road, when you're fighting for a playoff spot, when you want to go in there, you have to be prepared to be prepared. You have to be ready to go in there and give everything you have. And they came out a little flat. So I'm not freaking out about it. Like I said, it happens in the NFL. This is not a league where you win every game. This is not a league where you can string together 10 straight wins or anything like that. This is something that happens to the best teams.
Yeah.
Where they get punched in the mouth, they don't bring their A game. So it depends on how they bounce back against the Bears.
And again, I feel like you need this ass whooping, especially like this time of the year. Like it's a win and you're in scenario with the Detroit Lions. They have to win out. They have to beat the shit out of the Chicago Bears, and they have to beat the shit out of the Green Bay Packers, and I guess kind of hope for the best when it comes down to the Giants and the Commanders in that situation. But I have some blind confidence in that thing going down. But, like, same scenario I just brought up with the Jacksonville Jaguars, same scenario I brought up with the Carolina Panthers. Got their asses beat, and then continue to whoop ass. That may very well be what happens to this Detroit Lions team. I mean, Dan Campbell said in his press conference, like, you get what you deserve in this league. And I'm not saying they went to that game cocky, but they went in that game as, like, the favorites, as something they're not used to, I guess, like I should say. You know, maybe not as hungry as before. And, like, this kind of bleeds to the next segment a little bit, and maybe I'll pump the brakes on it, but, like, they were media's darling heading into that one. Everyone was deriding the Detroit Lions last week. Everybody. So it makes it easier for another team to game plan and prep for that moment because they want to punch you in the mouth. They want to be the one to dethrone you. They want to be the ones that they talk about on TV, like, yeah, I mean, you know, Foreman and Hubbard, the whole entire running back, the entire stable was running all over us, man. Like, but again, I think it's a good thing, especially this time of the year. Need that ass whooping. Wake your team up. Wake yourself up. And I think Dan Campbell, I think they're going to respond just as we've seen them do this entire year.
I think so as well. I think they'll bounce right back from it. You talk about the overreaction of fans on Twitter and in different social medias. That pissed me off.
That's what pissed me off.
Oh, it's over. This is the same old Lions.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're ruining it. It's like, shut the hell up, man.
Yeah.
It's one game after they just busted off 7 weeks of consecutive great football. Like, shut your damn mouth. Get off the bandwagon and stay off if that's how you're going to react after one game. After they give you, like I said, 7 in a row of playing great football. You're embarrassing.
110%.
But what's not embarrassing is the quality level of the meat at the butchery. Because the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is the butchery. You can call 248-682-2697. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery, meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. Shout out again to Chef Dave for the birth of his youngest child. We hope the family is happy and healthy, and they had a great Christmas. The man knows how to handle his meat. So go buy some at thebutcherysl.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Rax.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth the ones and twos. We're rocking along on a losing Monday, but it is what it is, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a while
since I could
double digit
lose on a Monday.
look, man, it's really just, it is what it is. It sucks. I feel like I know as like analysts or content creators who like speak on this every single day, do a 2-hour show, like we have to dig deep to find out why. But really, I just think like they were hungrier. I'm talking about in terms of like the Panthers. Yeah. They were hungrier. They wanted it more. And I think that's the exact quote Dan Campbell said too. They wanted it more than us. And that kind of bleeds into this next topic we have is like, have the Detroit Lions officially become the hunted? Because obviously last week Colin Cowherd, of all people, put him in his herd hierarchy at number 9 over the Minnesota Vikings. The guys on NFL Network, everyone's been like rooting for the Lions. They've been the darling of national media. Obviously, they've been the darling of Detroit because Detroit's a football town. I know we're a hockey town, but this city loves football. This city loves football more than anything, which is crazy because we've been losing, but that's how much we love it. We're now the hunted, I feel like. And I think that's why, like, when teams see that, they see you in the highlights, see Dan Campbell, I feel like you become like a bigger target. I feel like they're packing their best punch to knock you out, to get their recognition. Like, it's no longer, I guess we can still play the underdog card as Detroit Lions fans, and the Detroit Lions themselves can play the underdog card. Dan Campbell in the locker room telling people, like, they're doubting you, that they already have you as a loss. But, like, going on the road as a favorite, I mean, those are big expectations. And unfortunately, they didn't live up to them. But I think it's because teams are more prepared for you. Amon-Ra is no longer a secret. He's no longer like, oh my, like, who is this guy busting our ass, number 14 out of nowhere, his 4th round pick? Like, no, the league is on notice. Amon-Ra is out cold. They got,
and it started in the trenches. And that's where it stayed the whole game. The offensive line was getting mauled by the Panthers' defensive line. They were in the backfield, they were making plays, they were tearing up Jared Goff. And the defensive line was getting bullied by the Panthers' offensive line. So if you don't win there, you're not going to win anywhere. If you don't win in the trenches, you're not going to win the football game, especially with the way this Lions team is built, especially with the capabilities of Jared Goff. If you don't have a running game to lay on, it's not going to work out too well. And so I need to see, like I said, them come back, look hungrier, be that team that's being doubted, be that team that's being slept on, because that's what you still are. This is still that team that started 1-6.
Yeah.
Even though you played 7 great weeks of football, like I said at the beginning of the year, or at the beginning of last week, you're kind of playing with house money because nobody expected you to be there. So you have to go out there and take this. You have to go out there and fight and show these teams that you're still hungry, that you're not this big giant, this big unbeatable team, because that was never the situation. Although you're playing fantastic football for a 7-week consecutive period, you need to go out there and still show teams that you're the scorned lover, that you're the team that is still trying to claw back, the team that is still trying to prove something to the rest of the NFL, because that's what you are. You still haven't proven anything. You still need to go out there with that same bravado, that same aggression, that same hunger every game and punch people in the mouth. Not going out there and being like, yeah, we played great football the past couple weeks, we're fine, we're good. That's what it seemed like to me.
100%. And like, the other thing too, and I'm looking at it as like, teams know the Detroit Lions identity a little bit more than usual, than beforehand. Like, they were the scrappier team, or like you had to watch out for them, but now they know the Detroit Lions are known for like laying the blow. So, like, in preparation for that game, the Carolina Panthers are hit, especially after the ass whooping from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're hitting the sleds harder. Their coach, Steve Wilk, which, by the way, isn't that the name of that random guy in Jerry Springer? The bald, like, security dude?
Steve Wilkes?
I think so.
Steve Wilkos.
Okay. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it's the same name. It's kind of wild. But nonetheless, like, teams are they're, like, remember Miami Heat? I hate making the parallels with other sports, but or like when any team wins like a championship, the next year they are like the target. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a target on their back, and every single team is bringing their best for that matchup. And I feel like that's the situation the Detroit Lions have come into this second half of the season, which is a good thing. But they also needed this. They needed to be humble a bit to know like teams are going to like bring that for you. What up, though, Chris?
Is it that, or is it just really at the end of the day, the Carolina Panthers are also, as bad as they are, do have somewhat realistic playoff hopes as well, and they just brought it, and the Lions didn't.
They very much so do. Both. Yeah, it's everybody was saying how bad this Carolina Panthers team was, and I was saying they're not that bad of a team. They're not a bad team. They're 1 win out of first place in their division. They're going out there and they're trying to win a division. They have something to play for, and they have players on that team. I said that last week. Everybody laughed at me. No, this is a bad team. This is a bad team. Don't listen to it. I still expected the Lions to win. I didn't expect that to happen, but I knew the Carolina Panthers would put up a fight. I knew they weren't going to roll over, and that's what you need to do. You have to go in there respecting the team, respecting the players, and you can't, because you're playing 7 weeks and a lot of people in the media are talking about you as darlings and you're getting national praise, it doesn't change anything. You're not a Kansas City Chiefs. You're not a San Francisco 49ers. You're not a Buffalo Bills. You need to go out there and prove it every week that you deserve to be in playoff contention, that you deserve to be talked about as one of these teams who should get into the NFL playoffs. Because the NFL there are 4 teams that are very good every year. 4 teams that are like, okay, these are Super Bowl contenders. And there are 4 teams that are very shit every year. 4 teams that you can write off, and then everybody else is right in the same pile. Everybody else is right around just as good as the other teams. And that's where the Lions fall this year, is right in that middle segment where you're not that much better than anybody else you're playing unless it's one of those 4 trash teams. So the Lions need to go out there with that same hunger that this isn't something they've earned yet. This playoff spot. This isn't something that is given to them. They have to go take it, and they have to do it by putting their foot on the throats of the rest of the teams in front of them.
100%. And like another reason why I'm not concerned, I should say, is like we've seen this team also succeed like in these moments. We've seen them shut down the run. We've seen them force turnovers. Those 2 things that didn't happen, that have been happening for the Detroit Lions in this win streak, is they've been shutting down the run and they've been forcing turnovers, and they haven't turned the ball over. So I have 3 things of that. In this game, none of that happened. We didn't get a turnover. We turned the ball over, and they also could not stop the run. Mm-hmm. So that's why I dropped a bit of concern, because for more consecutively, I've seen them stop the run. And I know at certain points, I know somebody asked Dan Campbell, like, why didn't you load the box more, maybe like possibly change your formation? And he's like, because we've stopped it this way. And maybe that's still like shame on him for not changing that. At a certain point, you have to do that, but you have to earn the right to pass rush. You have to stop the run. Mm-hmm. It is what it is, man. I'm really not tripping off of it. I don't think that they're big full of themselves, but I think this situation needed to happen. I think the cold was like a part of that too. A little bit of the overhype, a little bit of the cold. They're like it was a big wake up call.
Some good points in the Woodward Sports chat. In the WoodwardSports.com chat, Mike Townsend saying, "I believe giving up 30 yards per carry killed us."
Yeah,
that's a pretty good point. You're not going to win a lot of games doing that. And someone else, I gotta find it. Where is it?
It's just disheartening because at the end of the day, Dan Campbell had his every week is a new week. Yeah. Every week, one win. Our regular season is 1 week, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. And it just seems like the team lost that approach for the first time, and that was the disappointing part of it.
And again, Huggy Bear in the Woodward Sports chat.
What name?
When Goff is your leading rusher in any game is a problem. A big problem, and that is true. It's big like facts. I said, they were killed at the point of attack on both sides of the ball. Whether it was the Lions' offensive line or the Lions' defensive line, they were getting manhandled by the opposition from Carolina. And you're not going to win games doing that when this offense is built off of running the ball, that dominant offensive line, and creating play-action opportunities to take shots down the field. You can't do that when you're averaging 1.2 yards per carry.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, JB, they're feeling themselves a little too much? That I was feeling you?
No, I think you guys are right. I think they got just a little bit too comfortable with what they've done in the past previous weeks and just thought that they could roll into Carolina and just duplicate what they did before, do the exact same thing, and everything was just going to work out for them like they did the week before, whereas it was a close game. They played a little tight, but at the end they just knew that, we'll somehow make it out of this one and get the win. But that's not happening anymore. Like as you guys said, NFL teams notice the Lions now. Yeah. They know they're looking on that schedule. When they see the Lions, it's not an easy W anymore. They actually have to play the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, and when it comes down to it, this was an old-fashioned ass whooping.
Yeah.
Nothing you can put past it. The Detroit Lions went out there, and they got their ass kicked in the trenches by the Carolina Panthers. And shout-outs to them.
Everything about it was uncharacteristic of this team we've grown to know throughout this stretch of the season. Even from starting 1-6 to like this point, again, they were stuffing the run was something that we're doing routinely. Jeff Okudah making tackles. Mm-hmm. We called him the best tackling cornerback in the league.
Yeah.
2 arm tackles, two missed tackles yesterday, broken tackles, I should say. Like I don't know if it was like they couldn't wake up and be tough enough for the cold. I know Zayka said in the Woodward Sports chat that can't be excused. They got to play in the cold in Green Bay. I will say this, though. Jared Goff did make comments about the field. He's kind of bitching about the Carolina Panthers field. He said it was like he hasn't seen like that type of situation, I guess, around the NFL. But at the same time, that was the coldest game they've ever had in Carolina Panthers history.
Yeah.
It was him and Aiden, actually. They both made comments about it.
Made comments.
Yeah, they said it was like playing on cement or whatever. But like in defense of, I guess I can't really say in defense, but like that's a team that usually never has to deal with that situation. So I'm not like surprised they also didn't like know how to like properly prep their field for the frozen tundra. They're in North Carolina, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, it's again, I'm not in the business of making excuses. You went out there and lost. I don't care about the field conditions. I don't care about anything like that. You went out there and got your ass kicked. So,
what did Aiden say, JB?
Nothing, just that when he was going through his pre-games warm-ups on the side, he was kind of slipping a little bit, so they say the ground was a little bit dangerous for them to be playing on. It was like unprofessional of an NFL team to have that kind of conditions for their field.
They said that during the broadcast too, by the way. They mentioned that something about their turf style was a little different, so it was a little more sleek and slippery. But again, I'm with Spencer. You can't make excuses.
100%. Carolina played in the same field and they whooped your ass.
Yeah.
They
ran just fine.
Yeah, they ran the jumbo set that you ran. They beat your ass on both sides, defensive line and offensive line, just the way you have been doing like recently. The Detroit Lions couldn't run. Like my man Huggy Bear said, you're not going to win games when Jared Goff's your leading rusher.
Oh, I thought you were calling me Huggy Bear.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I can if you want.
So Spencer's going to put the gloves on.
Yeah, I'll put the gloves back on. Don't make me put the gloves on.
Tell us about Guardian Alarm.
If you need protection from somebody wearing gloves like OJ, all you got to do is go to Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm will keep you safe and give you peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, with their 24/7 local monitoring, they make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. All you have to do is call 1-800
Stay out, OJ.
That's 1-800
Stay out
right now, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Custom Health helped our own Ryan Armani lose upwards of 25 pounds. This is what he used to look like, and now he looks much better. So if you want help in your weight loss journey, all you got to do is hit up Custom Health Centers at 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446. Call Custom Health Centers today and let them help you get in shape.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Everyway's live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Rax.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TV booth, JB Smooth and 1 to 2s, and it's time. I think it's the topic I've been looking forward most to speaking about. I mean, obviously all of it. When we lose, when Detroit Lions lose, the fan base is so damn annoying. Sometimes when we win, they're annoying, but when we lose, it's even more annoying. The amount of negativity coming out of it, and people are trying to call Ben Johnson. People are trying to call Jared Goff. People try to call Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
They're bitching about his lack of usage, his lack of, I guess, productivity, however you want to say it, whatever you want to call it. And it's so much. Jameson Williams bitching about it too. We got a tweet. I don't know if any relationship to this guy that he liked this guy's tweet talking about what Jamo was bitching about wanting the ball more or getting the ball to Jamo. Dolph is the guy's name. So get the ball in Jameson Williams' hands, man. I don't want to hear it. And Jamo, you see at the very top, Jamo liked the tweet.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, and in the 4 games that he's played this year, he only has 5 targets, 1 catch for 41 yards and a touchdown, and that was on that broken coverage. I kind of agree. Obviously, we heard from inside sources that Jameson Williams tweaked his knee in that game. He didn't re-injure anything or aggravate anything, but it was just a little knee tweak, and I'm sure he'll be fine for the next game. But I do believe that Jameson Williams needs to get the ball in his hands more. Whether that be on bubble screens, whether it be on short ins, anything like that, you need to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers in open space. This guy is dangerous when he has the ball in his hands in the open field, and you need to be doing that. He shouldn't just be a streak runner. He shouldn't just be a go route guy. You should be trying to get the ball in his hands at all points. But I'm not freaking out about it because I believe in Ben Johnson and I believe in Antoine Randall L. and that wide receiving room and coaching staff that they are building him up to this. You got to think this is still a guy who came off of an ACL tear, who didn't have his rookie minicamp, his OTAs, his training camp, anything like that to kind of get used to the Lions scheme, get used to the Lions route trees, everything like that. He doesn't have the rapport with Jared Goff yet because he only has 1 catch with the guy. This isn't a guy that should just jump in there and immediately be running at all route trees, routes 1 through 9, should immediately be doing all of this. No, you have to build that over time, and this guy will get eventually utilized in this offense for sure. You're looking at how long it took DJ Chark to get utilized in the offense. Obviously, some injuries played a factor into that. Yeah. But at the beginning of the year, we expected, they already have this great chemistry. We're seeing it in training camp. We're seeing it in preseason. They're making plays together. And it took them a while to get on the same page.
Yeah.
Again, there were some injuries in there to make up for it, but still, it's not something that could just happen overnight. It's not something that could just happen to a rookie receiver when he is coming off of an injury and instilled in the middle of the season in an offense that is already flowing, that already has its rhythm, that already has its scheme on what they want to do, and you introduce a weapon that kind of goes against, like his strengths go against what the Lions have been doing this year, whereas dink dunks, check downs, moving the ball methodically down the field. Jameson Williams is that big explosive chunk play guy. And that being said, yes, I want to see him get more involved, but it will come. It will come with time. Trust me. They didn't move up to draft this man for him to get 5 targets, for him to get 1 catch in 4 games. That's not what they are molding Jameson Williams into being. He is going to be a high-volume, explosive receiver eventually. It's just going to take some time to get integrated into the offense.
That's where I'm at. Like, the whole entire year, I'm usually the hothead. I've been telling y'all to be patient. With the defense, I told you to be patient. With Dan Campbell, to a certain extent, I was like, be patient, but I was also like, well, Ben Johnson's right there. But nonetheless, calm down, relax. Like, for real. This guy didn't have a training camp. I don't know if you remember, like, in the offseason, maybe it was like July or something like that, where DJ Chark was speaking with the media. He's like, I love that I can go to, like, Jared Goff, and I can ask him questions about the route. And if he didn't throw it a certain way, I can go to him and I can ask, hey, like, why didn't you throw it to me in that situation? I thought I was open. Like, is this what you were thinking? And they built that rapport that way. And obviously, you've seen it, like, gain trust throughout the season. Now that, DJ Chark's actually healthy, you've seen Jared Goff hit him on a couple, like, 40-yard bombs. They did have a miscommunication in the Thanksgiving game, or wherever that was, or underthrow, whatever you want to call it. But they don't have that. Jamo wasn't there for the offseason. I mean, he was there, but he couldn't participate in the routes. He couldn't participate in the training camp. Same situation with this. I mean, and look at who's like the second best rookie receiver this year. I'd probably say
Chris Olave. Garrett
Wilson. And like those two specifically, I look at like those teams, I'm like, okay, they're the best receiver probably like in that room right now.
100%.
And that's probably why they're getting like better looks. Plus they have the offseason and stuff like that. Green Bay, what was the biggest excuse for Aaron Rodgers for like the longest? He's bitching about these rookies.
Yeah.
Bitching about how they can't get in sync with them. And ever since he has, who's looked like a complete dog as of late?
Christian
Watson, the rookie. Because they've now got that rapport built a little bit. They now got that, they're in sync. Give Jameson Williams that amount of time to like build that rapport with Jared Goff. I'm not telling you it was the situation of deep ball. Jared Goff should 100% hit that. But that's not what he does 100% of the time. It's just, the deep ball to me in NFL parallels the home run in MLB.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can hit one, but some people just are a little bit more consistent with it.
Yeah.
Some dudes knock it out the park. You know what I'm saying? Guys can do it, but it's not all the time. That's what it was with Jared Goff. So everything else is more so them getting in sync and getting again a type of rhythm. Jamo learning what Jared Goff likes. The same situation I was talking with DJ Chark, how he's like, I asked Jared Goff, is it you were thinking this situation? They have to get that down. And to the point of the snaps, like in these situations, both from the Jets game and this game specifically too, when you're down in the game, I feel like as the quarterback or even as an offensive coordinator and head coach, you kind of want the guys in the game that your quarterback trusts more. The guys that you as a coach trust more. You've seen Josh Reynolds make these plays. You've seen DJ Chark make these plays. And in all fairness to Jameson Williams, as a rookie, you kind of have to earn your keep. It's not just like given to you on a golden plate. This is not how this works in the NFL. In this team specifically, this is why people are attracted to come here to revive their careers, because you have to earn your keep. You have to earn your right to hit the field. And we're being real about Jameson Williams too. Did he not have a dropped pass in that Vikings game? Like, does that not drop your confidence in him a little bit if you're Jared Goff? In the scenario where you're fighting to come back in this Carolina Panthers game, in a scenario we can't get anything going against the Jets, I get we want this as fans to see Jameson Williams in there all the time, 100%. But he has to gradually build to this on top of, like you said, reportedly he's tweaked his knee. As a matter of fact, can you throw up the stats?
Yeah.
Because I know people are bitching about this. His snap count actually went down. But this is actually the most routes he ran was in this game. Week 13, 8 snaps, 2 routes, no catches. Week 14, 13 snaps, 6 routes, 1 catch and a touchdown. Following week, 13 snaps again, and then the snaps dropped. But if you look, he ran 9 more times, to catch a pass. Ultimately, he didn't catch it. He got rocked in that one too, by the way. Jared Goff did him no favors in that one. But I'm just relax. You know what I'm saying? Don't say they're decreasing this stuff. You just saw he ran more routes than he has in any other game. Mm-hmm. He has to build his way into this outside of just being the deep threat. What up, though, Chris?
I think this is just a classic athlete, especially with a football player. I mean, we've all heard about this guy all year, been clamoring to play. Athletes, a lot of times, especially football players, are the first to be like, I'm ready to play. Before the medical experts, before the coaches, before the coordinators all want them to get in. Those players are the first ones to be like, no, F this, I can play. And I think that's what this is just, he's excited and he's getting a little impatient, but this isn't something to concern about trouble in the locker room or anything like that. I think it's just a classic athlete being like, yo, we just lost, I feel I can do more, but not in a disrespectful way. And to logically point out and agree with everything that you guys said about the snap counts, about the taking time to build chemistry, all that. I just think at the end of the day, this is just an athlete doing what athletes do and being the first to be like, I can play. Let me do more. We just lost.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I just want to bring up the Christian Watson example specifically or especially to pinpoint that one in it for you. I mean, that was the one thing Aaron Rodgers been bitching about all season. No respect to the Packers to be this bad. Some people did. I think Ryan Armani did. But now that they've built that rapport, now they've built that chemistry, he's running a lot more routes. He's getting a lot more targets. He's balling, actually.
Yeah.
Christian Watson, when healthy on the field, Aaron Rodgers at this point, balling.
Yeah.
And I hope he's hurt for Week 18.
Christian Watson, you're looking at it, and like you said, this is a guy who was brought in to be the number 1 receiver in this offense.
Yeah.
This isn't a guy who would be your third option coming off of an injury. This is a guy who started the year healthy, was brought in to be the number 1 receiver. First game, 2 catches, 34 yards. Second game, 3 catches, 9 yards. Third game, 1 catch, 8 yards. Fourth game, 1 catch, 1 yard. Fifth game, 1 catch, 12 yards. Fourth game, 2 catches, sixth game, I went backwards. Sixth game, 2 catches, 24 yards, and then he blows up. Seventh game, 4 catches, 107. Eighth game, 4 for 48. Ninth game, 4 for 110. It happens like that. It does. It's not just plug and play. When you're, let alone coming off of an injury into an offense that is already top 5 in the NFL and has a receiving core intact, you're not just going to go in there and automatically get a lion's share, no pun intended, of targets.
Yeah.
This is something that you need to build and something you need. Like, Christian Watson was healthy coming into the season. Christian Watson was drafted to be the number 1 receiver in that offense, coming off of a healthy training camp, had his training camp, had his mini camp, had his rookie OTAs, all of that. And still struggled until week 8 to get more than 3 catches in a game.
Yeah.
So it's what happens. It's okay. This is still a top 5 offense in the NFL. top 4 offense in the NFL. Amon-Ra is still the number 1 receiver on this team. It's going to take some time. That they don't need to force it to Jameson Williams because there's other options. Would it be nice to see the shiny new toy and get the ball in his hands? Yes, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Jameson Williams get the ball in his hands in space. But I'm not forcing anything to him just because we have to. Because you don't have to if you're the Detroit Lions. You can ease him into it, and the Packers kind of had to. The Packers kind of had to force the hand with Christian Watson, and it still didn't work. So it's not just hunky-dory. Not everybody is Calvin Johnson coming in and being a stud from week 1.
Yeah, my guy Benjamin Foe in the Woodward Sports Chat was talking about if you're a baller, you're a baller. Jamar Chase didn't have to earn touches. Jamar Chase has a rapport with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase was there for the offseason, for training camp. That wasn't the case with Jameson Williams. He's not, Jared Goff wasn't his college quarterback. Jared Goff didn't get to throw to him in the offseason. This is like, they're building this live in front of us. And I promise you, there's plays called for him. You guys saw it in the Jets game. You clearly saw it in the Vikings game. Like, he has to get open and learn the tree. This is progress, guys. Relax. Just calm down.
It's going to be all right. I promise. And you know what else is all right? It's comfort foods at Big Boy. Because wintertime is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The Lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden, or Blockbuster. Stop in your local Big Boy today and satisfy your taste buds.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Chili Peppers Tanning, where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals where they beat all competitors by $5. $5, y'all. And while you're there, do yourself a favor. Don't forget to pick up Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty Lotion. ChiliPepperTanning.com, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tan, your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more on the way.
The Monroe Street Midway has swapped out roller skating, basketball, and mini golf for a giant Arctic slide, winter bumper cars, and indoor arcade and puck putt.
Puck putt?
Puck putt.
Pity putt putt.
Puck putt.
Putt putt.
Yes. With free entry to the site, enjoy a variety of new activities aimed at creating exceptional winter experiences for everyone. Get to the Midway this winter to enjoy all their tasty treats and much more while making magical memories during the most wonderful time of the year. That Arctic slide, you go down it on an inner tube, and it's 20 feet tall, 80 feet long, and brought to you by Come Play Detroit. And of course, you can warm up with some of their tasty treats. They're serving up burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, and mac and cheese bites with gluten-free and vegan goodies. So make sure you go check out the Monroe Street Midway, presented by Bedrock Detroit.
I had some homemade pierogies this week.
So fire. We always, so my mom's 50-50, Polish and Italian. And so my grandma is from Poland. And so they do every year They do for all of the
Events.
get-togethers.
Yeah.
With Thanksgiving, Easter.
Pierogies.
They always do pierogies, and they do like a pierogi party, a couple days before, where they make all the pierogies and like roll them up and put everything in there. And they always put one that has like some nasty shit inside it.
Oh, I saw one this week with mushrooms in it. I know you would.
No, that's good. That's like like a real pierogi. But they'll do like most of them will be like the cheese and potatoes or sauerkraut.
What's your favorite kind?
I like cheese and potato. I'm not a big sauerkraut guy.
I like sauerkraut ones.
I'm not a big sauerkraut guy.
JB, have you had pierogies, right?
Yeah, I've had them.
You a fan?
Here and there. I don't care for the sauerkraut ones, but yeah.
I like sauerkraut.
Not a big kraut guy. But they do one that's like nasty, and they'll put like prunes or some nasty shit in it. It'd be funny. And I tell them, I'm like, Mom, that's just not funny. Like if I bite into a pierogi, it's got prunes or something, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's a mystery pierogi?
Yeah, don't make me put the gloves on. Yeah, they'll do a mystery pierogi.
That's
Wait,
weird.
there's fucking prunes in this pierogi,
Yeah,
Ma?
honestly.
Are there fucking prunes in this pierogi, Ma?
Black gloves and the new black Air Force energy. But no, we had a good time. Mushrooms are good.
All right. We talked about the Jameson Williams situation, and if we are concerned, I'm personally not concerned. I think that's going to come along the way. I think maybe even this season at some point. I'm not tripping over it too much, but where I am concerned, this is the run game, Smitty. This has been, what is it, clown take?
Yeah, it wasn't a clown horn moment. I just felt like,
wow, way to ruin the intro there. No, I am genuinely growing concerned about the Detroit Lions run situation. I know it's been a topic of conversation as of late, and we haven't noticed it, or we haven't brought it up as, I guess the general fan or casual fan hasn't taken notice to it too often, because the Detroit Lions ultimately have been winning football games. So it hasn't been much of a conversation or much of one that you'd keep an eye on, but it was full frontal in front of us Saturday on Christmas Eve.
it was there. You saw it. It was terrible. They took the pants down and they went to town. You look at it, and through the season, the Lions have been outrushed by opponents by 378 yards total. So it's nothing too crazy.
What?
On the season,
okay.
Opponents have outrushed the Lions by 378 yards total.
I feel like that's a lot.
For, 11 games or 13 games now?
I don't know. That's a lot, dude.
It's not that much. It's nothing crazy. When I first looked at it, I thought it was like 1,000. I was like, Jesus Christ. But no, it's only 378. They only had 45 rushing yards versus the Panthers. In their past 5 games, they've only had 482 rushing yards. That's about 96.5 rushing yards per game. If that was their season total, it would put them at 26th in the NFL this year in rushing the ball. As of right now, their season total is about 120.7 yards per game, which puts them 16th in the NFL in rushing the ball. So they had it. They could rush the ball, at least to a decent factor, but now it is just completely fallen off the table. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's the health of the backs. I don't know if it's people figuring out the blocking schemes. But the Detroit Lions rushing tech has been pretty damn bad in the past 5 games. And like you said, over the past 5 games, it's been 45 yards, 107 yards, 134 yards, 100 yards, and 96 yards. So they only went over 110 in 1 game in their past 5. They only went over their rushing total for the year 1 game in their past 5. It's not good. It's not good. Something needs to change.
My man M in the chat says 300 yards came from last week, and you might be right.
Yeah, honestly.
They put like 320 on us, but
yeah, they would have only been outrushed by 38 yards or 33 yards.
Yeah.
If you take out last week.
Look.
Oh, not even. It was 320. So they would have been outrushed by 18 yards.
Yeah, I don't know why you're asking. My rules, I do not do math live on air.
18 yards. If you take out last week's total, it was an 18-yard difference.
If you carry the 1.
Yeah, if you carry the 1 there. There's a 9er in there somewhere.
That's embarrassing.
No, I'm especially concerned about the Detroit Lions run game. Especially considering like Jared Goff. And people probably hate that I somehow spun this to a Jared Goff conversation, but it's the reality of the situation.
The Lions' run game is not good, and it's because of Jared Goff.
No, but I mean, deadass. What Jared Goff is known for, where he is like his best, is in the play action.
Yeah,
exactly. And you need to run the football to set up that play action. It's just bread and butter. It's just how it goes. So easy as hell. And I got another fun stat for you guys too. All right. Because when you can't run the football, you're then forced to do what, Spinny?
Throw the ball.
Throw the ball. When Jared Goff throws the football more than 35 times this year, the Detroit Lions are 3-7.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good.
We don't. I mean, I'm not trying to make this like a disrespectful Jared Goff thing, but for him to be his most effective, though,
yeah,
you need that run game going. One thing you can't deny, even if you are a Jared Goff hater, is like Jared Goff in play action is his best.
Yes,
that's his bread and butter all day. But if you can't run the football, you can't set that up. There's no deception. They know you have to pass every single play. Matter of fact, Dan Campbell said it in this past press conference. Like we couldn't run. We abandoned the run because we had to just catch up, and the running wasn't working. Mm-hmm. We had to keep passing. We had to do the Nick Leach route, and it didn't work that way.
Yeah,
clearly, rip.
Yeah.
But can we get I don't know what the issue is. We did it before. Same tackles. I mean, I guess the guards are switching up a little bit. Maybe get Big Dan Skipper in there, make you run a little bit better that way. But like, they need to run the ball, especially at this point in the season when we're playing in the snow, going to be playing in the cold.
Yeah.
And if we're being real about it, I know that Jared Goff had a stat pad for the type of game this year, last week.
He did.
But
a lot of garbage time points.
A lot of garbage time stuff. But in the cold, we looked at the numbers last week. He's not great. He's not great in the cold. You're going to have to run the football. You need to. And it's concerning at this point, especially, yes. Well, you just say something, Chris?
I'm just saying, PFF was right. This Lions offensive line,
that's the funny part. That's where they ranked them the highest. Was rushing. ESPN ranked them, I think, as a top 10 rushing offense unit.
Yeah, Chris.
Get your stuff right, dude.
God.
For you,
Chris.
By the
Don't
numbers.
make me put the gloves on, Chris. By the numbers. I have two hands. 5 fingers each. And gloves will come on. No, but
I don't do math live on there.
I agree. I agree with what you're saying, that they need to run the ball. That's what this team is centered on. Is that offensive line? Is a running attack? Is playing the play action off of that? And when you can't do that, it's not going to be good. When you can't do that, it's going to fall apart. Like in Jared Goff's career, like you said, his play action passing has been his bread and butter, and that's what the Detroit Lions were trying to do with this offense, but they haven't in the past 5 weeks. And again, I don't know whose fault that is. I don't know if it's like I said, the blocking scheme getting figured out, if it is the linemen just getting beat off the point of attack, if it's the health of the running backs, but something needs to change. Maybe you start Craig Reynolds next week.
Yeah.
Maybe you do that if he's healthy
just give him some more carries,
or give him some carries, or do something. But something needs to change with the Detroit Lions running game if they expect to make a push for the playoffs or anything like that.
Do you think they're abandoning it too soon? I'm looking at they only had 17 carries, 3 of them for Goff on scrambles. Swift only had 4 for 12 yards. Jamal Williams, 7 for 11. And he got cracked at a certain point in the game. I think it was on the catch.
Yeah.
I hope everything's all right with him.
They got down pretty fast.
JB, is it the running backs? Is it the linemen? Like, what's going on?
I think it's a combination. One of them, Swift and Jamal, not quite being as healthy, but also us being down way early. So, of course, you're just going to abandon the run and try to catch back up, which, of course, Dan Campbell's just kind of playing it smart that way instead of giving the running game time to adjust. But I think next week, maybe if they could try to, go that Craig Reynolds or Justin Jackson route, maybe do a little bit more, just because you don't know the health of Jamal Williams right now. And I don't know, DeAndre Swift's getting kind of questionable, a little dicey out there on committing to his run. So who knows?
Yeah, I might have to do a little bit digger deeper on this one. I might have to call in, phone a friend, maybe get Dion or Mike on the show, figure out what the hell's going on. I know Dion watches the All 22. Because I almost feel like they're giving up on it too soon. And I get the situation here against the Panthers because they were getting slobber knocked. They were getting roughed up. And Jared Goff did have some success earlier in the game too. Like he had that one fucking DJ Chark down there somewhere. Threw it down there. What was that, 47-yarder? That was nice. Yeah. It was a nice throw and everything. Right when I tweeted that thing out too. I gave Jared Goff a little bit of credit, and right after that, the game just went to shit. Mm-hmm. I really don't know how to fix it. I almost feel like the answer is don't give up on it too soon. I mean, you think about the way the Detroit Lions have won games too. At least when you hear the press conferences after the fact from other teams, that's a tough team. They put their heads down and they go to work and they're punching them out. They beat the shit out of you, and that's everything that Dan Campbell told you this team was going to be in an introductory press conference. We're going to bite your kneecap off. We're going to fight to the very last minute of it. And like one of the, I guess, the fastest ways to do that, to entrench or enforce like your dominance in the game, is running the football. Because those situations, I'm sure you had it in high school. Maybe we've seen it on TV. I see it with the San Francisco 49ers especially. There's been times where your team's so dominant and run blocking, you just run the same play over and over again. I know in high school.
Until they stop it. That's what Carolina did to the Lions.
Literally.
Hey, we're just going to hand the ball off the middle.
Literally.
Stop it.
And like do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, give them that second thought. Make them think that this is a run play. That's what happened in the game when he played against the Jets. They thought it was a run play. C.J. Mosley went to go make a play on the run, and then Brock Wright snuck out and game-winning touchdown. That's my solution to it. But again, I have to watch the all-22. I mean, maybe the offensive line's messing up. Maybe it's our backs. I mean, DeAndre Swift only have 4 carries is like quite concerning. And I get he has the injuries, but maybe that's just the answer. Maybe we're just not healthy. I don't know.
Something to think about. Something to think about for sure. And the Lions' defense needs a lot of work because they're getting ran through like Swiss cheese out there.
100%. And if you don't want your jewelry ran like Swiss cheese, make sure you guys call Swiss Insurance, all right? Because with the holiday season here, Swiss wants to remind you to insure those jewelries and other collectibles. In the last 5 weeks, Swiss has saved its clients an average of 26% on their insurance premiums while increasing their coverage. That's a lot of money to free up. And again, don't get ran like Swiss and have your stuff gone. Happy holidays with Swiss Insurance, and go Lions. This is Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live over sports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin More Rax.
What up, though?
We've got young Chris, the TD Booth, and JB Smooths with the 1s and 2s. As always, hit the like button. If you hadn't like button, what the hell wrong with you? Come on! What do you eat? Prune pierogies?
Yeah, that shit was nasty, bro.
I just put the phone number in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. What's going on with the run game? I see a couple comments in the Uber Sports chat. My man Huggy Bear says the problem is Ben Johnson has to be more creative with the run game. I don't understand the lack of criticism with this guy. I don't agree. There is creative. He is creative with the run game. We've seen it throughout this entire season. That's why people are calling him a genius. There was an article. I think it was Tim Wynn. We went over it during the Commanders week. It was on the Friday, and he's like, this team is insane. The run blocking schemes they have, every single type of run blocking they have available to them, and that's why I said I don't think it's a creativity. We've seen it. We've been told that both by writers and coaches. It's a hard team to prep for when they run the ball. The only issue is, in my opinion, they're not running enough. They're giving up on it too soon. But again, I want to hear from you guys. The numbers in the chat. Shout out to Chris who just penned it. 313-552-6322. But until we get someone on the phone, Spinny, I do want to ask you what the issue is with another gentleman, one that we met personally and we gave back to the community with, and that's Jeff Okudah, a Hefe, if you will. Got benched the second half of that game.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why you'd do that to his confidence. Was he having a rough game? Yeah, for sure. But so was the rest of the defense. It's not like he was so much worse than anybody else out there. He did it. He had 2 missed tackles, but guess who else had? Kirby Joseph had 2 missed tackles, or Kirby Joseph had 3 missed tackles. Ife Melifonwu had 2 missed tackles, and there were 6 other Detroit Lions with at least 1 missed tackle. So you can't put that all on him. I'm not gonna put this entire loss on Jeff Okudah, and I don't think he deserved to be benched. He still is the best secondary player you have out there. So I think you need him out there at all times. And maybe it is just a sit down, get your head right kind of thing, or sit down, We've seen them do that before to other players. We saw him do it to Amani, and Amani never got his job back.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the same case with Jeff Okudah. He had a rough game. A lot of Lions defenders had a rough game against Carolina, and it's just what happens. sometimes you're not ready, and the Lions obviously weren't ready on defense.
Yeah, and I'm with you too. I feel like the least critical on the network of the coaching staff at times, especially defending Glenn. That was my moniker. I thought Aaron Glenn was doing a good job. It was just up to these guys to learn the defense a little bit, and maybe some of the run stuff too was the communication back there at the safety position, because as we all know, Ifeoma Ofonwo made his first start at the safety position for the Detroit Lions that Sunday, and this is his first year playing the position. Kirby Joseph's second year playing the position, and his first year in the pros. So, you typically, obviously, this defense was predicated off the safeties, like calling the blitzes and stuff like that, and you didn't have that veteran leadership in the back side of it. But I'm to the criticism of the coaches. And I know Huggy Bear wants to go on Ben Johnson a little bit, but Aaron Glenn, whoever's decision it was to bench Jeff, not a fan of it. Absolutely not a fan of it. This kid is having a phenomenal season by certain standards, I guess. And the standards I'm setting is like the fact that this is kind of like his sophomore season to begin with. I mean, he was hampered with injuries his entire rookie year. Ultimately got shut down early. Played one game until like his second, his actual sophomore year, and then tore his Achilles. Fought this entire offseason to come back. The entire offseason. Yeah. You see other guys posting up in Greece with their girlfriends and doing something dope. No, Jeff Okudah, every single time he's posting on social media, he's putting in that work. And you could tell by it, too, because he was ready for the season at the very beginning. We have another guy with Achilles injury on our team that didn't start until, 3 weeks ago, in Romeo Quara? Jeff Okudah was ready to go right away. And point two, only targeted twice in that game. Both were caught, and the one was for a 47-yard bomb on the third down, which you, as a coach and as a player, too, you're going to be pissed. Yeah. You're going to be pissed off about that. But why bench this kid? Yeah. When it finally feels like he's growing a little bit of his confidence. Guys have bad games, especially at the cornerback position. You get burnt. You get toasted. Darius Slay's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. It happens to him. He's been on a little bit of a slide. Jalen Ramsey, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He gets burnt all the time too. It happens. It does happen. Why you bench this kid and slow down that momentum and confidence? I guess you can't say there's momentum in these past 2 weeks because he has been getting got a little bit, but I just wasn't a fan of it. I don't think
I wasn't a fan of it either.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not a scenario where I would want to hamper his confidence. And that's one of the when I first spoke with Glover Quinn after we hired all these player coaches, I asked him is this a good thing or a bad thing? Because why hasn't this happened? Why haven't we seen this amount of player coaches in one coaching staff before? He's like, well, some guys are kind of too prideful, and they're kind of like dicks. You don't want to do things their way or the way they learn. Although there's the NFL changes from when they played, and obviously we know CT. This might be a little wild to say, I don't know, but we know CT is a thing too. And these guys are kind of macho. Seriously though. A little bit CT, sprinkled in there, but also a little bit the macho head, meathead status, where you're pissed off a little bit quicker than you should be at certain moments. And I don't know. I'm just trying to get a gauge on it because I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all.
I agree. You can't do that to him. He's been very reliable for all season. He's been making plays all season, and the guy has a bad game. He only gets, like you said, 2 catches on him in his 2 targets, and you're going to sit him down. This wasn't Jeff Okudah standing out. It wasn't, because Jeff Okudah didn't play well, the Lions lost this game. No, the entire defense didn't play well. It's not just Jeff Okudah. So sitting him down, and like you said, that's going to take a blow to his confidence. That is a guy who has been building his confidence all season, has been playing great football all season, and you're going to sit him down because he gets burnt on one play, because he misses a couple tackles. Like I said, Kirby Joseph had 3 missed tackles. Ifeoma Ofonwo had 2 missed tackles. There were 6 other Lions on the defense who missed a tackle. So sitting him down in that situation does not make much sense to me.
Pissed me off. Am I tripping, JB?
No, you're not. I mean, you're destroying this guy's confidence. Although I do think this decision came from Dan Campbell. He just said that he felt that Mike Hughes was better in certain situations, even after Jeff Okudah gave up, that big play and a couple of missed tackles there. He just felt that Mike Hughes was better at man-to-man coverage a little bit more. But still, I wouldn't have benched Jeff Okudah. He was doing the best job he could out there.
That was annoying, too. He was only targeted twice. Meaning in other scenarios, obviously, the run situation, you're not going to tell me that Mike Hughes plays the run better than him. I mean, sure, Dan Campbell knows football more than me, but I feel like that's a bullshit excuse. We saw Jeff Okudah make that phenomenal 4th-and-1 stop against the Minnesota Vikings, maybe at home and inside, not outdoors. I mean, I don't know. I just wish you didn't take him out of the game. You want to tell me that Mike Hughes is better in man-to-man coverage? Sure. Jeff Okudah only targeted twice, though. It wasn't like he was getting killed all day. He only had 2 targets on him. And maybe the other targets didn't come because he was covering well. I don't know. I didn't watch the All-22. But I don't know. I just hope this doesn't kill this guy's momentum and confidence he seemed to have been building throughout this season. And another scenario too is we were kind of getting killed by I always say we, I apologize, I'm French, whatever. But the Detroit Lions were kind of getting killed by the Chicago Bears back in Chicago like a while back, who made the one play that some people say saved the season. It was Jeff Okudah on the pick six.
Yep.
Like, leave him in. Let him get those opportunities. He was drafted to be a playmaker. Well, maybe not so much a playmaker. He was never really known for, like, interceptions and stuff like that. But he has that type of skill set. He has a type of athleticism. And he's supposed to be looked at as a leader at a certain point, like, within this defense, because he is one of the better, like, secondary guys. I just wasn't a fan of it. I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me again that the phone lines are open. You guys want to talk about Jamo. You want to talk about the run game. Ben Johnson, maybe we'll dive into that. I don't really want to criticize Ben Johnson too much because dude has a top 10 offense with Jared Goff.
Top 4.
Top 4? No. Top 5. Well, top 4.
It's number 4.
Top 5, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
The teams that are ahead of the Lions offense are Philadelphia, Buffalo, and Kansas City. So I don't think Ben Johnson deserves any.
Pretty good. If there's one knock I have on the night, yeah, it is abandoning the run a little bit too soon. But at the same time, I don't know. We don't know the intricate stuff going on with DeAndre Swift in that injury. If not, I feel like you got to feed that guy that ball.
They would. I feel like they would, but like we've talked about before. I said it last week. It's if you feed him, if you give him those RB1 snaps, if you give him those workhorse snaps, he's proven that he breaks down and he gets injured. So I don't know if they have the confidence to give him those kind of snaps without losing him for a prolonged period of time. And I don't blame him because that's what he's shown, is that when he goes out there, he looks great. Obviously, he's explosive when he has the ball in his hands. He can do a lot of good things. But when he gets the snaps, when he gets the carries, when he gets 20-plus touches in a game, he hasn't been able to hold up. And that has to be on the minds of the Detroit Lions coaching staff. It has to.
Yeah. We'll see, man. Gabe, I'm trying to look at these Woodward Sports chat comments. I apologize, guys. I feel like Okudah being benched was a cop-out. He's got scapegoated, and it just wasn't right. I agree, 100%. Bob Probert says, the play Jeff Okudah got beat on was a terrible play call. No cornerback would have covered that. They should bench AG. Actually, I don't know. Again, I haven't watched the game back a full second time. But if I'm not mistaken, that was on that zero coverage call where it was kind of just him like alone to make it, and they were sending a blitz to stop a run. And they got beat deep. Like, that's not.
That's what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly. You put him out there on the island, and you expect like the elite to make a play on it, but he has at times. He shut down Devontae Smith. He shut down Terry McLaurin, who's now a Pro Bowler. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna trip too much of it. What were you gonna say, Chris?
I'm going a little bit different. Not that anything you guys are saying are wrong. You guys are 100% right. I don't think he should have benched him, but I'm not worried about it at all because at the end of the day, the one thing about Dan Campbell, that dude had a 1-6 locker room and kept it together. So I'm going to trust that him benching a player, while I would disagree on it from the outside, given all the status that he had and the injuries and everything that played in, the bus label that he was given, that's why I wouldn't do it. But Dan Campbell is in that locker room every day, and he has 100% buy-in from every player, top to bottom, and the entire organization. So to me, I wouldn't worry about it. I would think that I would expect Okudah to come back and play very well.
I mean, that could be it too. Maybe it was to save his confidence. Who knows? Because he was getting killed in the run game too. But Spinny, if he wants to come back a little bit better, come back in better shape next time around, where can he go to work out?
Planet Fitness, obviously, because Planet Fitness isn't just the studio sponsor for Woodward Sports. It's also the home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. It has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of that for just $10 a month. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
At Alta,
uptime
matters. Alta Equipment is everything you need to get the job done. Got a big project coming up? Alta Rent has you covered. Make sure you give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where
uptime
matters. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button. I'm your boy Easy Joe, but my man Spin More Rax.
What up, though?
We got your Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth, the ones and twos. We're rocking along on a losing Monday. But, good Christmas, ate good. You know? You want to say something, Chris?
No.
Oh.
But it sounded like you were about to say Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah. It sounded like you were about to do your
It does feel
Thursday.
like, I don't want to say Thursday, but did this Saturday, Sunday, like football games, does that mess with you at all? Or?
And the holidays.
Yeah. Because it does feel kind of like, I want to say a Friday here, because no one's here right now in the studio like along like with us.
Yeah.
So it feels like the middle of the week.
I'm sitting back there
like
by
that.
myself all day.
Yeah. I know. You should have told me.
Yeah.
I would at least FaceTimed you.
It's okay.
Did you guys FaceTime while you poop?
What? While I poop?
Yeah,
I'll FaceTime.
Nah, always.
It's like
I
certain
have,
people,
for
yes,
sure.
or certain people no.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a
I feel
certain
you.
person I FaceTime while I poop. She's
I know.
weird.
Yeah, she is weird. All right. Given everything we discussed, and by the way, Chris, I'm with you. I'm not totally opposed to like that being the scenario, right? Like Okudah getting benched for his own good, maybe. So maybe that's it. You're right.
I'm
Dan
just
Campbell
trusting him. Dude has the whole locker room. Why not trust him?
Yeah, I mean, when we spoke to Will Harris, we asked him like, what's the difference in these losing scenarios with past regimes versus this one? And it really just boiled it down to like, you know, Dan Campbell being the MFing man.
For sure.
I don't know if that was just like interview speak or, you know, kind of some
He
people.
seemed like he meant it.
Yeah, because he like paused.
That's how everybody thinks about him.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. You see, the guy has the locker room. It's not something that we've ever questioned. Is if Dan Campbell has a hold of the locker room, if Dan Campbell is a guy who inspires people, can be a leader of men, that has never been the question about him. So I'm not worried about that at all.
Yeah.
You know he has the locker room. You know these guys are going to play for him regardless.
Shout out to Tia Potts in the Woodward Sports Chat. Says also the improvements were made when the defensive players got together. Note they did not mention AG being any part of it. Shout out to Tia Potts for tapping in and commenting in the Woodward Sports Chat. But these guys love AG. We were at the Pistons game, courtside, no big deal.
Just a Tuesday.
Anyway, I bumped into a fellow heavyweight named Ali McNeil. You guys might have heard of him.
Probably.
He'll start defensive tackle for the Detroit Lions. And I kind of asked him like, what's going on with the revival, and he's like, we're really just doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we just learned how to win, and a lot of the guys that were like learning just in general are just they're more second nature. A lot of the things they're doing, and he credited AG. He said that AG was a genius. That's the word that he used. AG is a genius, and he was like gushing over the man in a way too. Like I don't think. I'm not questioning AG. I never was questioning AG, but I guess to assure you, Tia, and get a shout out to you for tuning in and tapping in the Woodward Sports Chat. But the playoffs now, Spinny.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped to 25%.
25%. As of right now, the Lions are 25% chance to make the playoffs. If they win out, though, they make a 71% chance to make the playoffs. That means if they win these two games, no matter what else happens, they have a 71% chance. How they make the playoffs is they need to win out, and they need the Commanders or the Seahawks to lose one of their games. The last two games the Commanders play against Cleveland and Dallas, which those are pretty losable games, I would say, for that team. I think Cleveland's playing a little bit better. Obviously, Massage Boy is still there, but Nick Chubb's great. They have a good defense, and Amari Cooper's a stud. And then Dallas, obviously, we know Dallas is a great team. They'll probably still be playing starters by then because they want to get a better playoff seeding. They want to get more home games in Jerry's world. So more than likely, they'll still be playing their starters the last week of the season. And the Seahawks, their last two games against the New York Jets and Los Angeles Rams. And so you look at, they have to beat the Rams. Like, you got to beat the Rams here. But the Jets is a losable game. The Jets can go in there and they can beat anybody. So
what team is this?
The Seahawks.
Okay.
Playing against the Jets and the Rams as their last two games. We need either them to lose one of those games, the Commanders to lose to either Cleveland or Dallas, If either of those options happen, either of those teams loses one of those games and the Lions win out, the Lions are in the playoffs.
Commanders and
Seahawks. If they lose one of their, we need them to lose one of their last games and the Lions to win out to make the playoffs. If the Commanders and Seahawks go undefeated, the Lions don't make the playoffs.
And what if the Lions win out? 52% or something like that?
71.
71. Okay.
If the Lions win out, because they need one of those two teams to lose one of their remaining games.
Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance. There's a chance. Just keep holding on. It is still possible. Like I said, I could definitely see Commanders losing to Cleveland or Dallas.
Yeah.
I think that's a very reasonable expectation. I could see the Seahawks losing to the Jets. The Rams, not even going to say it. You need to beat the Rams. Sorry. But the Lions just need to win out and hope somebody else stumbles.
So mathematically, from whatever, I just saw Justin Rogers tweet this. I don't know where he got it from, but we're at 25%.
Yes.
Spinny.
As of right now.
Advanced analytics. Spinnylytics. What percentage would you give them?
I give them 50-50. They got a 50-50 shot. I believe it comes down to them controlling their own destiny. It comes down to them winning these games. I feel confident that they'll be able to bounce back and beat Chicago at home. But it comes down to Green Bay, Week 18 in Lambeau, in the frozen tundra. They need to go in there, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. They need to go out there and they need to rip Aaron Rodgers' head off his shoulders. And then the rest will fall into place. But they need to take care of business for themselves.
JB Lytics. What percentage JB Lytics do the Detroit Lions have?
I'll give them a little bit of a boost on that. I'll give them a 60% chance because I definitely think they can go in there and knock off Chicago and Green Bay. But this all relies on them, on how they bounce back from, that big loss to Carolina. If they're going to, just fold or they're going to actually come out there and play. I do think that Washington, I'm hoping that Cleveland knocks them off because I think the last game of the season, them against the Cowboys, I think they're just going to sit all the starters on Dallas. I really do. I think Dallas is locked in this 5 spot.
So I guess them beating Philly gave them. If Philly continues to lose out, opens up opportunity for them to win the NFC East and get that second seed. So I know it's like per Dak Prescott, I guess, and his post game presser. So like Dallas might be still pedal to the metal with this thing.
Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, Brad Holmes. If you need someone to make sure that you make the playoffs, I can go over to Aaron Rodgers' house. Get one of those. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, discount double check these. It's very, very capable of doing that. Man, I don't know what it is. As soon as I put these on, I just get so angry. I just want to kill my wife. The glove fits, so I'm going to jail. If the glove
fits, I'm going to jail.
Hey, yo! If the glove does not fit, you must have quit. Well, they fit. So
OJ probably did it.
Chris, all I'm saying is you better stay away from you.
I was just going to say.
I was just actually going to say the opposite. I'm actually not really scared of Spencer with the gloves because I just watched this man for 5 minutes try to get him.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
But they fit good.
That's good. That was like
that's like a Michael Myers
good
walk.
Spirits
You're not
fighting
scared
against
of that.
it.
Yeah, that was my good spirits. No, man, I'm a happy guy. I try to be a happy person.
Out of everybody in this room, who do you think would be like the easiest to kill?
Sorry, Chris. Chris for sure.
I think Chris too.
I'd be like, well, I'd be sitting there like, whoa, Spencer, what are you doing? Okay, Spencer, I can't breathe. Okay, Spencer, like I just would have like.
Chris is so like that's I know why you're so nice because you got a lot of Canadian in you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
At a certain point, you probably just start helping him kill you.
None of that.
Just grabbed his knife. I had a knife in my pocket.
Put your thumb on the jugular, big bud.
Yeah. Dude, move your hand right here, huh?
Whoa there, bud. You're getting a little violent.
JB, who in this room is the easiest for you to kill?
Probably Chris, I guess.
I think it's unanimously
sneak attack, I guess.
Chris,
I think it's unanimously me.
Yeah.
Oh, if I had to pick, it's got to be JB.
Okay.
If I can't pick myself, I'm picking JB.
JB, how you feel about that?
It's all right. I'll just run around like Day-Day, sneak.
It's true.
Like when
gloves are talking to me.
Oh my god, dude.
Murder. I can't. They're too powerful. I gotta take them off. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm making this poll.
It's only Monday.
Easy analytics. The call. I'd say 45% chance Detroit Lions got. 45. I don't want to go at 50. The Packers. If
the fighting back, they're sentient.
What's the hand's name in Adam's Family? I think it's his hand, isn't it?
I don't know. I never watched that.
Isn't it Thing?
Oh, Thing. That's it. They're like Thing. No, but the Packers, I got to keep it real with you. Like, I know Tua gave them 3 interceptions to help them win that one. I know the other game before them was against the Rams, and, you know, we kind of don't think highly of them alongside Baker Mayfield. But if Aaron Rodgers is healing up and Christian Watson's, like, healthy, I might be I'm growing concerned. How about that? Who they play next? The Vikings, right?
Who?
Packers?
Packers, yes.
That's the one I'm growing concerned about. To be completely honest with you, too, I'm not fully over the Chicago Bears situation, too. We barely beat them.
People are saying Cousin It is the name of the hand.
No, Cousin It is just the hairy dude. Maybe they're calling you Cousin It.
I don't know. I didn't watch the...
I'd be Uncle Fester, for sure, because he's bald. You'd be Cousin It. You would be the Lurch.
Chris is Lurch.
Yeah, Chris is Lurch for sure.
How can I help you? Who's JB?
Wasn't that also one of those terms that, like, in like 70s and 80s movies where they like called people like it was like an insult to be like corny, like Lurch?
Hey,
or something.
Lurch.
Yeah.
I think he's like a Frankenstein or something like that.
No, he's not a Frankenstein. He'd be a monster.
No, Lurch. Like, I'm pretty sure like Lurch is like a Frankenstein.
There's no such thing as a Frankenstein.
That's
other
true.
than the person who is Frankenstein.
So what would you call just
Frankenstein's monster?
Or Frank for short.
Well,
Frankenstein isn't a monster.
No, I know, but like what kind of like a zombie?
A monster. A zombie.
Just monster. Zombie. Tell us about the butchery.
An ogre. The butchery is the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network. Call 248-682-2697. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included. For Woodward Sports customers, the butchery, meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. Again, shout out to Chef Dave for the birth of his youngest child. Hope the fam is happy and healthy. You know the guy knows how to use his meat, so why don't you go buy some at thebutcherysl.com.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited plan, private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Anthony Timmons in the Wood Sports chat says, loving the vibes, quote, M. Myers.
Yeah, it's my dog. Me and Mike Chill.
Michael Myers. Yo, how am I? I'm pissed I'm in second place right now.
Yeah, honestly. People are scared of JB.
I guess so.
That's crazy.
It's kind of racist.
You just made it racist.
Well, it's definitely hate against Canadians.
People are
that's
like
for sure.
trying to prove they're not racist. Jamie gets like 1,000 votes. Like, oh no, I didn't mean that. Sorry.
Maybe that's why they're not voting him, because they don't want to because we can see.
They don't want to
voting.
play into
Okay,
the
we
typical horror plot.
It's true. Black guy does always die first in the horror movie, except for LL Cool J.
Yeah, it's see.
He beat that shark.
I knew I should have said that out loud because I knew people were gonna vote for sure for me after that. Just a troll. Because now I went to 22%.
Easy's gonna take this really seriously.
Yeah. How many times do I beat up everybody in this bitch?
I mean, I feel like they think they can just kill us by just giving us more diabetes.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, just
maybe
walk up 4 flights of stairs and they'll have a heart attack.
Hey, Easy, get this thing on the 5th floor for me.
Yeah.
Odds are already in their favor with us.
We can just put something on the ground and watch them fall over trying to pick it up.
Ask them to tie their shoes.
Throw more salt on their food.
Ad's 411 in the chat. JB got speed. That's a little racist. I don't know.
JB, are you fast?
I've never seen JB run before. Yeah, are you fast?
Can you run?
Oh, he's got a collar, I think.
Yeah. Oh, we got someone
Chris,
calling
are you
in.
fast? I feel like you'd be fast.
What if it's
even though you're
me?
I also
not
feel
fast
like
at
you're
all.
gumpy. It's just I feel like you got long strides.
I do have long
Chris is
strides,
definitely
but
not fast.
they're slow too.
So I feel like the explosion wouldn't be there, but when you get going, you'd be
yeah.
like Slender Man.
What often saves me is endurance.
That's fair.
When you
That's
move
fair.
at the pace of a turtle the whole time, you always have energy. You just never run out of energy. I could run for days. It wouldn't be fast, but I could run for days.
Okay.
JB, we got a caller? Who we got? Push him through. Oh, you texting us a name. That's all right. We'll put him on right away.
Yeah.
I'll have to be a serial killer. Would you like to play a game?
I like those gloves. Where'd you get them?
Hey, you said you guys are all in that studio, huh?
I really like picturing which one of you I should kill first. Oh, all right,
Hey, it's
man.
definitely JB. What if he just calls in?
What up, though, man? Thanks
What's
for calling
going
in.
on, man?
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Eder from out in Houston, Texas. How y'all doing, man?
Good. How are you, man?
How are you?
I'm good. I ain't no serial killer.
Thank God.
No.
That was close.
Appreciate y'all taking my call, man. Definitely. I'm working today and I'm listening to y'all, which I always do, man. Definitely, I love y'all show. Y'all keep it 100, and that's what I love about watching y'all show, man.
Man.
But no, fans from out here in Houston, Texas. I was thinking about this, man, after watching this particular game, and I don't know if it's because we just came off of Christmas and I'm feeling good, or if it's because the Lions have kind of somewhat instilled some confidence in me. I don't feel as bad after this loss as I have earlier on in the season. Earlier on in the season, they take a loss, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to my wife for the rest of the evening. I don't want to talk to the kids. I'm pissed off.
I want to kill the heavyweights.
I don't even want to watch Woodward the next morning because I'm like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. But I think, in all honesty, for me, because of what's happened over the last 6 or 7 weeks, that I've kind of got some confidence. And even though we just took this L, I don't feel like, oh shit, it's the end of the world again. You know what I mean? And what are we gonna do now? I kind of feel like Dan Campbell and the Lions and Jared Goff, and all of that they've shown that, hey, hey, we for real and we can bounce back. And so I still feel decent about these next 2 games. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. That's how I wasn't. It didn't ruin my Christmas or anything like that because, like you said, and I said earlier, they're kind of playing with house money because we saw them at 1-6. We saw them in the bottom of the pile in a season that we're like, all right, this is probably over. We don't know who they can beat on this roster, and they played 7 straight weeks of great football. So a loss like this on the road to a tough smash mouth team where you just get embarrassed. As much as it should hurt, it doesn't because you kind of had that buffer.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Now, we do got to win these next 2 because, man, I really want to see us get in these playoffs. I don't want to just see us get in here. I want to see us get this W. I just want to see us get in here because everybody, it's like, oh, no, don't everyone say that word win. I want to see us get in here and get this W, even if that's the only one we win, even if we go to the next one and lose.
For sure.
I feel like we could end the season and say, hey, we wasn't expecting to even have this record. We weren't expecting to go 9-8. Nobody was expecting that. I felt like we could, but nobody was expecting 9-8. And then you mess around. I almost said a cuss word, but you mess around and you get in the playoffs you know what I mean, and then mess around and win one for real, it's like you could rest your head on your pillow at nighttime and be and like, hey, and feel confident the next season we really gonna have a season. You know what I mean?
For sure.
100%. Appreciate you calling in too, man. But yeah, one point he made that I agree with, and I think I actually said this during the show too, is like the weeks prior, the games prior, we've seen them do the things they didn't in the game we lost against the Panthers. I mean, those two things we didn't do was stop the run and stop and cut the turnovers. And like we did have, Jared Goff had the technically a fumble, and you guys know typically I'd pounce on any opportunity to critique Jared Goff or like make fun of him. I really wouldn't, but that fumble, like, it was like truly like a mistake. I can't bash Goff for that one. So like I'm not looking at that as like something that could continue on like weeks prior or I'm sorry, post like that against Green Bay or against Chicago. The other situation too is, like I said, we've seen them stop the run consistently now against Saquon Barkley, against Dalvin Cook, against like these names. It just sometimes in the NFL these types of games happen. Yeah. I mean, they just do.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt as bad, like I said, and I agree with him 100%. It doesn't hurt
Great
as bad.
call, by the way.
Because you have that kind of good graces of 7 straight weeks of good football, although you'd like to see them win, and I would personally, I need to see them make the playoffs now because that's my expectations now. Because as Sam Flannel says, you know, as new information presents itself, you're allowed to change your opinion. And as the Lions played those 7 straight weeks of great football, you look at them as a playoff team. You look at them as something that this is something they can sustain at least for this year. So hopefully they go out there and they take care of business.
Nah, I'm going to, obviously we'll get into it like throughout the week, but I'm going to let you know right now I'm not sleeping on the Chicago Bears.
No.
I'm not sleeping on the Chicago Bears that we only beat 31-30.
Justin Fields went crazy in that game too.
And they were looking.
This is at home though?
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping on them, but this is a game they need to win.
I could have went at it right in the beginning. I didn't. Shout out to my guy Neil, and he's actually covering. He's going to be on the call tonight for the Detroit Pistons. Nice of everyone. Make sure you guys tap in for that one. But shout out. But I wanted to say, I completely forgot what I was going to say. To be honest with you, what the F was I about to say?
The Chicago Bears.
I don't know.
Oh, the Bears.
About the Bears, yeah.
So a couple weeks back, I think it was last week actually. He told everybody, like, don't take the -9 for the Eagles versus the Bears with an explosive quarterback like Justin Fields because like anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I feel like truly.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, witnessing it happening against us too. I mean, this guy was running all over us. I don't know that we can stop that. We haven't all season.
You haven't seen the Lions stop something like that all season, so it definitely gives you, as again another Sam Flannelism, cause for pause.
Yeah,
it makes you think about it. It makes you think, okay, they're going to need to take care of that, and they have good running backs. Khalil Herbert's back now, so they have that combination of Herbert and Montgomery in the backfield to go with Justin Fields, and yeah, it's going to be tough. But this is a team that should go out there and should beat the Bills handily at home.
100%.
Or the Bears, I'm sorry.
I mean, I hope so. I just said 100% blindly there, but I'm concerned about the Bears.
I didn't hear anything you said. 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna start when I see you on your computer. I'm gonna be like, yeah, Easy's a total idiot. Doesn't know anything he's talking about. He only cares about me for my baseball and hockey knowledge. Yeah, and that's basically what it is. I hate this guy. 100%.
100%. Well, because I'll see you sometimes typing too, so I'm like, oh, wait, he's clearly like in the zone.
For sure.
Because you get pissed too sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I get in that chat.
So I knew. I was like, this guy's not
those gobblers hop in the chat, man. I got.
Wait, what was it earlier when you're pounding the keys?
I don't even remember.
I think it was some with rotation or something.
Oh.
I don't know. What?
What? Is it an iKing comment?
No, Rustin Burks.
What?
Flabio.
Flabio.
Oh, that's a good one.
I didn't see it. Tell us about the SMA. I'll look for it, though.
I will. SMA, the sports marketing agency, will help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know struggles, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Downtown Detroit is all decked out this holiday season with the turn of the Cadillac Lodge in Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and an indoor arcade. Plus, you grab drinks before or after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with deckedoutdetroit.com.
Uptime.
Matters.
Matters.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com.
Stay out.
I'm Easy, joined by my man Spin More Rax.
What up, though? Easy just.
Dude, why'd you end it?
Because you were about to fudge the numbers.
I was about to
I saw you
anything.
opening up 4 different tabs. He's about to open 4 different tabs, sign into all his burner accounts, and vote for JB on all of them so he can get pushed down on them.
Why'd you pick JB as a guy to vote for?
Because it was 18% to 22%.
Oh, it was like nearing? See, I didn't even know.
Yeah, you did.
I really didn't. I was looking at the
Don't worry, Chris. He doesn't have my glove.
stats and stuff, you know? All that good
But
stuff.
you remember the last time you called our producer B-word? Gentry quit.
Yeah, he did. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was actually really pissed.
Yeah, no.
Happy to be here, guys.
Say you too, Chris.
Happy to have you, man.
Anyway, moving on. Time for our favorite segment, buy or sell. Or we talk Detroit Pistons, actually. We guys want to take this one? Because the Pistons do play tonight.
No,
they
Pistons.
don't, do they?
They're playing right now. Yeah. They're about to. They started.
That's right. Neil's on the freaking call.
Yeah, you dummy. Talk Pistons. Chris, what do you got to say about the Pistons?
This is not a good topic because at the end of the day, we just talked about how the Lions' playoff odds are maybe dwindling, definitely lesser because of last week. But Pistons, I've heard a lot of talk about the timeline, and I just think we need to be real here. So I'm going to go through the East, the 10 teams, and you find one of those teams that the Pistons can realistically be better than. Not next year, but the year after next year. Because I'm thinking we're 2 years away minimum from playoffs. So Celtics, obviously you'd expect, unless drastic changes, they're there. Same with Milwaukee. Same with Cleveland, a young core. Brooklyn seems like they're having fun and they're playing together, but KD and Kyrie, who knows with that? But still a much better team, even if they lose Kyrie, still with just Kevin Durant, they're better. Philadelphia looks good, even if James Harden goes back to Houston, which was a ridiculous headline.
Yeah.
New York's looking good as of late. Atlanta, maybe they blow it up with Trae Young, but again, ultimately that's asking for a lot right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. Indiana, the 8th seed right now, they're younger. They're just as young as us, and they're playing better than us, so you can't project to be better than them. And then you got Miami and Toronto. And those are 10 teams right there. And the Pistons have to be better than one of those teams, not even next year, 2 years from now. And that's asking a lot. I don't see any of those teams. Miami's not a team that tanks. Toronto, same, not a team that tanks, always finds a way to be good. And I'm not even mentioning like a team like Orlando who looks like they're on the same timeline as us, but slightly ahead of us. So Pistons fans, you got to really focus on just the future and focus on finding players right now that have value to the team long term instead of looking at the whole playoff thing. Because even if you get the first pick, I still think the Pistons are not a playoff team next year.
Even if they get Wemby.
Even if they get Wemby.
What if they get Wemby and Kuzma?
Wemby and Kuzma. I mean, listen, I can't disrespect. I can't disrespect Kuzma. I have a long disrespectful relationship with Kuzma, but at the end of the day, he's playing well and he's helping my fantasy team a lot. No, I just got really mad one year. It was like his rookie year where my team made like a 98 overall card. I'm like, this dude averages 4 points a game. And I got very mad and I went on a tirade. And I kind of never wished him the best ever since. But he's playing well. But even if you get a guy like Kuzma and you have Wemby and Cade comes back, I still think this team is at least one more year away unless you make that coaching change.
Yeah. I do think
Dabber.
Dude, we gotta.
I gotta catch up on these
going
comments.
on in the chat, but for real, come up to the studio, run the fade. Put you on the ground, kid. But no, it's
kid. Tony Ferguson.
Put you on the ground, kid. No, it is something they're pretty far away from. Obviously, we need to see what happens when Cade Cunningham is back and healthy. Hopefully, they can make a jump from that. If they get Wembanyama, that will be a big help. If they can do all of that, I do think they'll be in contention. But it's making the playoffs and making the play-in are two big different things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went through 10 teams, so I even extended it to the play-in, and it's still one of those things that's like I just don't see it.
Me,
man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Sorry, we got drama going on in the Woodward Sports chat. We might have to make the Woodward Sports version of Rough and Rowdy going on here.
Oh man, I'd embarrass that kid.
You dog walk him?
Yeah.
Dog walk him.
Yeah, you don't want Chris backing you up on that one. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. 2 years. That's why, like, earlier, even when Cade was healthy, at the beginning of the season, when you guys talking about like 35 plus wins or whatever it was, I was like, hell no. Like, no. Like, this is a young team. I only say 2 years now at this point too because Cade and Ivy really haven't got the opportunity like to mesh to the point to where it's like contributors like winning games. So yeah, I'm with you. 2 wins, 2 seasons.
Where you at with it?
Looking at the standings, maybe the Pacers or the Raptors. At least that might be one of those top 10 teams you could probably knock off. But yeah, give them the other 2 years. I say we'll be in that hunt.
Yeah, I think they obviously need some more talent. An injection of talent like a guy like Victor Wembanyama will be huge. And the defense is dog water. The defense is terrible. So they need an improvement on that, whether that's schematically or that's grabbing some kind of defensive wings, an actual 3-and-D guy. You know, Bogey's just 3. He doesn't have the D. Sadiq Bey doesn't have the D. He's just a 3. He's not even looking like 3 anymore. We need some D in the D.
Yeah, if you're only 3, you don't really have a D. It's considered enlarged clitoris.
Hey, yo!
Jesus. To be clear, I like the young core, though. I like the young core. I mean, I'm not saying this to bash the young core. I'm just saying that the timeline, you got to be patient. Unless, of course, you get one of those coaching changes and, you know, it's like a Nick Nurse where you know completely turn things around.
You know what? I could see 1 year if the Detroit Pistons got Wemby. Because I mean 1 year for Cade and Ivy to like mesh and like at that point I'm not.
So Wemby's rookie year, you'd be in the playoffs. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you're counting this year?
I'm saying not next year. Not next year for sure.
Yeah.
The year after is realistically the best.
So you're counting this year as one of your 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought you were saying like next year and the year after that. But I was gonna say like 1 year.
I could also see that too.
No, I could see that as well.
I
could see
stopped
both
my
of
toe
them.
watering my spice garden, and
Just
I only
depends who they
cried
get.
for 20 minutes.
What's going on right now?
That's a SpongeBob quote. But yeah, they need to get better.
Friday show.
They need to inject. Dude, SpongeBob's the GOAT. SpongeBob is the absolute
SpongeBob
GOAT.
is the GOAT.
I saw that video today of them making fun of
Slimecast?
Sandy.
Oh.
The one of them making fun of Sandy Cheeks.
Slimecast?
No, wait, what's the Slimecast?
The Slimecast is they broadcast the NFL game on Nickelodeon.
Oh.
And they had the comment or the voice actor for Patrick like doing play-by-play, and he's like, "Oh, and there's Russ Wilson. Oh, and it gets picked off. You can't do that." It was pretty good.
Oh, Patrick's doing the voice.
Patrick was doing play-by-play for the
that's great.
Slimecast.
That is dope.
It was awesome. But that'll do it for us today. We appreciate you all for tapping in to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I am Spencer Raxter. He is Speak Easy. We got Chris Platty in the booth, JB Smooth on the ones and twos, and Beth finally doing some towels. But we thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.